Hello everyone, my name is Veer and today we are going to see what are the prerequisites that are required to get started with the Cypress and which IDE can be used for coding or getting started with your first test in Cypress. Okay, so without wasting a time, let's get started. Okay, so first and foremost thing is at Cypress is a Node.js framework, so you must have Node.js installed on your machine. So you can just go to this nodejs.org website and you can download the latest version, stable version of Node, and you can install it. So what you have to do, you have to just click on and you can download it. So very simple process to get started. So you can just click on this, it will download one exe file and you can just go step by step. So for ready reference I have installed it. I'll just show you uh, basically the MSI file download process. Okay, the next thing that we are required is if you go to the Cypress official website. Okay, so what they say is that if you use command npm cypress install, it will install the Cypress on your machine. Okay, so let's try to do this on your local machine. I'll show you how you get started with that. Okay, so for this, what I'll do, I'll just create one folder, okay, over here saying that let's say Cypress bootcamp. Okay, and I'll just open a command prompt over here. Okay, and just to check whether the npm is installed, you can use command npm v. Sorry, npm dash version. Sorry, I think it's npm dash dash version. Yeah, if you can see it, it gives you the version that has been installed. So I'll just clear out the screen. Okay, so I'm using this particular folder, and here I wanted to uh, start writing my test cases. So what I'll use the npm initialization command. So that will basically initialize your package.json. Okay, so I'll tell you why this is needed. Okay, so give the package name at Cypress, version is 1.0. I'm just writing some test description for test repository for Cypress. Okay, just go ahead. I'll not have any git repository right now. Let's put author name as my name. I don't have any lesson, and just click on yes. Okay, so what it will do, it will give you one file created called as package.json. Okay, now the ID that I'm going to use for this entire series is the Visual Studio Code. Okay, it's one of the best ID for uh, for development, you can say. And you can, it's again a quite simple process. You can just go ahead and download the version as per your operating system, and it's quite straightforward process. So for ready reference, what I have done, I have installed Node.js as well as the Visual Studio Code. So okay, so I'll just open the Visual Studio Code from here itself. So what command you have to give is you just enter code dot, it will open up the Visual Studio Code for you. Okay, so if you can see, it has opened the Visual Studio Code. Okay, and it has created one file, like the package.json that we had created previously, right? So if you can see, whatever the details that has been added are present over here. Okay, so this file will work as a a kind of if you are familiar with the Maven based project, right? So in Maven you have a pom.xml which allows you to add any dependencies required for your project. Similarly, the package.json can be used as that file where you can add all whatever the dependencies that are required for your project, and that will be get added into your package.json. Okay, so now let's go to the Cypress website. Okay, so what command they say you have to use is npm install Cypress. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just go to the Visual Studio Code and I'll just open the terminal over here. And I'll just use the command npm install Cypress and dash dash save dash dev, so that it will save as a dev dependency. Okay, so it may take some time based on your network speed. Okay, so if you can see, the Cypress has been installed, and you can see one folder called as node modules has been added. And if you can see the package.json as well, I think it's not refreshed yet. So yeah, so if you can see, a dev dependency with Cypress version has been added over here. Okay, so this way you can install the Cypress on local, and you have to use one command called as npx cypress open, so it will start opening the Cypress for you. It may take some time for initial start. Now let's wait for a couple of minutes. So if you can see, it is showing, it looks like this is your first time you are using Cypress. So it gives a message saying that you are using the Cypress for the first time. Mhm. So I think there is some issue with my machine. It is not able to open the Cypress. Let me check this. Okay, so basically we had received this particular error. So in order to resolve, what you have to do is you have to just check, set verify timeout uh, duration to some more time. Okay, and I just entered the command npx cypress verify, so it says Cypress verified. Now let's try to open this Cypress again. This is quite weird. Maybe my machine had some cache issues, because of which it is causing this particular issue. But ideally, this issue shouldn't come to you when you are doing this particular thing. So it is trying to open the Cypress now. Let's wait. Now see, it has started opening the Cypress. It is just I'm allowing access to this particular cypress.exe. So this is the UI for the Cypress. Okay, so if you can see, it is showing it is not configured for E2E testing as well as for the uh, component testing. So let's go ahead and configure it for end-to-end testing. Just click on this. Okay, so once you do that, you can see a one folder called as Cypress has been created. Okay, and if you can see it is saying that we are creating some configuration files as well, like Cypress config.js, then Cypress support e2e.js and command.js and fixture file.js. Okay, so these are some sample configuration file it creates. We'll see these files in details once we go ahead. I'll just click on continue. So basically it creates a folder structure for you. That's the purpose of this configuration files. Okay, and if you can see it has given the options for the browser that has been currently present on my machine, and it is showing that start E2E testing in Chrome. So I'll just click on this and see the browser has opened, and it will start it has started the Cypress runner itself. Okay, so if you can see uh, this is nothing but the Cypress runner. So if you can see you have not so we have not written any code, right? Right, so it gives you two options. Basically you can use their examples specification folder, or you can create your own. So let's create our own empty spec, and from there we can start. So let's give the name as, say, I'll just want it to open website. So let's give open website.cy.js, and I'll just click on create spec. So if you can see the spec was successfully added, and if you can see it has created one sample block as well for you. Okay, I'll just click on this, and if I just go ahead, if you can see it started running your spec file open website. So basically it will open the Cypress example.io website. So if you can see it has opened that particular website. Now let's try to see the folder structure. Okay, so if you can see E2E folder under it, on open website.cy.js file has been created. In fixtures, this is nothing but your data folder where you can keep your all the data, and the support folder if you wanted to write custom commands, and this is nothing but the where you wanted to have some common import commands, so you can add it over here. Okay, so just quickly change this URL to some other, and let's see whether that is reflected or not. Let's say I change it to google.com, and let's see whether that particular change has triggered or not. Okay, so if you can see now it has started again. So once you save the changes, it will trigger the execution again in the file. Now if you can see it is trying to open the it is trying to do the same execution on google.com. See, now it has opened the Google website. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys.